So now in Canada, because they banned conversion therapy, it's now all affirming F.
I like how he rolls his eyes there, like conversion therapy, the ineffective torture camps that parents would force their kids into. Like he's like, oh.
Affirmation therapy.
This confused me because I was kind of half listening while this was on. Jordan Peterson is not in favor of conversion therapy.
Right. Why is the law written to be in one direction?
Because it was written by gender ideologues.
Yeah, but that's just why this law is fucking crazy. And this is the problem.
Yeah.
Jordan Peterson is referencing this law. This is why he rolled his eyes, because he read this and said, oh my God. Vaush has no fucking clue what they're talking about.
Right.
And he just made all sorts of wild assumptions. He just jumped to conclusions instead of, he's on the internet. He could have taken 2 seconds to look. He looked up Bill C-16. He could have looked this up for 2 seconds to see what they were talking about.
He didn't need to look it up. He already knows. He already knows.
This law is fucking crazy.
This law is insane. How did they, what the
So now in Canada, because they banned conversion therapy, it's now all affirming F.
I like how he rolls his eyes there, like conversion therapy, the ineffective torture camps that parents would force their kids into. Like he's like, oh.
Affirmation therapy.
This confused me because I was kind of half listening while this was on. Jordan Peterson is not in favor of conversion therapy.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is a good example of
gaslighting.
Since Vaush is so negative, like since he's so primed against Jordan Peterson, that he's not going to assume or believe there's any charitable interpretation of what he said, and he's going to assume the worst. He's got the most bad faith presumption here.
Right.
When he says conversion therapy.
This is basically like the equivalent of clipping to say
and
Jordan Peterson is in favor of conversion therapy.
Right. Well, because Jordan Peterson is referring to a very specific law, which we'll cover, but I want Ben Shapiro talks about it briefly, so we'll let him weigh in.
Vaush is in
There's
favor.
no such thing as affirmation.
Vaush is in favor of conversion therapy, though, right?
Well, hold on. We'll put a pin in that for now.
There's no such thing as affirmation therapy.
Right. No, it's insane. I mean, the semantic game that was used in order to say, well, conversion therapy, which was at one time using electric shock to treat homosexuals, and saying that that's the same thing as you have a gender confused 12-year-old.
Look, I had a 14-year-old kid who was a client of mine, and
okay, well, before he gets off this long story. Okay, so Ben Shapiro, not in favor. Right. Well, Jordan Peterson unfortunately interrupts Ben Shapiro.
I know, we never got to the point. Go ahead.
Well, no, but Ben Shapiro very clearly not in favor of using electroshock to zap gay people. Okay. Because what they're referring to, and I send it to you if you want to put it up, they're referring to this law that was passed in Canada. Well, actually, don't put it up yet. Don't look at it yet. Okay. I want you to guess. Don't read it. I want you to guess something.
I never read anything, especially a big wall of text like this.
I want you to try to predict something, Adam. If I told you that in Canada, they passed a law banning conversion therapy, okay, like how do you think that law would be worded?
Written?
Yeah, like give me. Could you predict
it would have something to do with making it illegal to have any sort of therapy that was supposed to change someone's sexual orientation.
Right.
I almost said the P word, which I hear is like, oh my God.
Right. No. Okay. So you're on the right track.
Okay.
When I heard this,
I'm so smart.
You are. When I heard this, that there's a law banning conversion therapy, because I'm American, okay, I assumed, since most American laws are written in a universally liberal democratic sense, and the language follows that the language of the anti-conversion bill would be written universally like, it's illegal to try to change someone's sexual orientation or gender identity. That's what I assume the law would say. That's not what the law says.
Well, they do say sexual orientation. I brought it up.
Well, if you brought it up, if you look at the law, it's completely one-sided. It says you're not allowed to have any practice, treatment, or service designed to A, change a person's sexual orientation to heterosexual.
Oh my God. Oh my God. So basically it's legal for them to do conversion therapy to make you gay.
Yes. It's only in one direction.
God. Oh my God.
Is this not insane?
This is total insanity.
What the fuck? Number B, letter B, change a person's gender identity to cisgender. What the hell?
This is crazy.
Change a person's gender expression so that it conforms to the sex assigned to the person at birth, which the same as cisgender. Okay.
Oh, in case you didn't get it with B, we got to throw it in there with C again.
D, repress or reduce non-heterosexual attraction or sexual behavior.
Okay.
E, repress a person's non-cisgender gender identity, or repress or reduce a person's gender expression that does not conform to the sex assigned to the person at birth. Why is the law written to be in one direction?
Because it was written by gender ideologues.
Yeah, but that's just why this law is fucking crazy. And this is the problem.
Yeah.
Jordan Peterson is referencing this law. This is why he rolled his eyes, because he read this and said, oh my God. Vaush has no fucking clue what they're talking about.
Right.
And he just made all sorts of wild assumptions. He just jumped to conclusions instead of, he's on the internet. He could have taken 2 seconds to look. He looked up Bill C-16. He could have looked this up for 2 seconds to see what they were talking about.
He didn't need to look it up. He already knows. He already knows.
This law is fucking crazy.
This law is insane. How did they, what the fuck? Who wrote this thing? Aren't laws supposed to be, neutral? Isn't neutrality something we should? I mean, there's a reason why Lady Justice has a blindfold, right?
Well, see, that's why I said, from an American perspective, generally laws are written universally. Like the anti-CRT laws are written like you can't discriminate. It doesn't say you can't discriminate against white people. So you can't discriminate against people based on their color of their fucking skin. It's a universal standard. Okay, this is not a universal standard.
We could fix this up right here if we just crossed out too heterosexual. Like it should just say change a person's sexual orientation.
No, but there's still a problem with this law. Even if it was universal, it still have a massive problem. And Jordan Peterson doesn't talk about it here, but I recall in another video he talks about this issue, which is that, think about it this way. Okay. One of the laws says it's illegal to repress or reduce non-cisgender identity. Okay. Or repress and reduce a person's gender expression. Okay. If here's the hypothetical. Imagine I am a psychologist that writes prescriptions for people that I think have gender dysphoria. So kids come to me and I try to figure out whether they actually have gender dysphoria or not. And we'll say, for the sake of the hypothetical, I've talked to 40 kids and 20 of them I think have gender dysphoria, and I've given them prescriptions to get going hormones or whatever. And 20 of them I say, you're just going through a phase. You're not actually gender dysphoria. And I'm not writing
too bad, Sitch, because you're screwed. You're fucked.
Right. So under this hypothetical, I'm a perfect enlightened centrist of 50-50. So you can say I'm not biased in one direction or the other.
Okay. What are you going to do, Sitch? What are you going to do? Because I have the law here in front of me. Right. Tell me what you're going to do, and I'll tell you how long I'm throwing you in the slammer for.
Right. So now my 41st patient enters my office, and they say, I think that I have gender dysphoria. And so I talk to them over the course of multiple sessions, and under my professional determination, I do not believe that they have gender dysphoria.
Right.
Okay. And I say, listen, I don't think you have gender dysphoria. I don't think you should be on hormone blockers. I don't think you should take hormones. I don't think you should do surgery. I don't think any of those things. That person then turns around and says, oh, if you're not going to affirm my gender identity, you're trying to repress and reduce my gender identity. You're telling me that I'm wrong, that I'm actually cisgender. Okay. You're trying to culturally condition me to be cisgender by telling me I'm not trans. I'm going to go to the Canadian Rights Tribunal and tell them that you're violating my civil fucking rights. and that you're engaged in a form of conversion therapy.
You just committed conversion therapy, bucko. Right. You're going to the slammer for 5 years.
And congratulations. Under this law, you could very easily make that argument.
Yes, you could.
Now I would hope that in Canada, the legal system would find someone in that situation not guilty. But the problem is, how many doctors and psychologists are going to even want to be in that situation in the first place?
Exactly. Look, you're a therapist. You read this law. What are you going to do?
Exactly. You say, well, I don't want to get hauled in front of the Canadian Civil Rights Tribunal or whatever it's called.
I don't want to risk 5 years in prison.
Right. I don't want to deal with legal fees.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the easy road. I'm going to just affirm everybody.
Yeah. I'm rubber stamping a affirmation in my office from here to they changed this law.
Right.
Oh, this is so sick. This is so sick.
Because just imagine, if a young woman comes to my office, she tells me she has gender dysphoria. And after multiple sessions, I'm like, okay, I don't think you have gender dysphoria. I think you feel uncomfortable by the fact that you're going through puberty and you're growing breasts and people are looking at you. Okay?
Well, now you just committed sexual assault.
And so I mean, the way to deal with this would not be to cut your breasts off, but it would be for you to become comfortable, to become stronger, not be bothered by people, looking at you this way.
Right.
Okay. Oh, that's you trying to that therapy of you trying to make me feel better about my breast. That's you repressing my transness. Okay. That's you trying to force me to accept the cisgender identity. That's conversion therapy.
Yeah.
That's why this law is completely
bucko, you're going to jail. Right. I'm calling the gender police. You're fucked. You're fucked. Seriously. I hope you better change your gender identity unless you want to go to a male prison, Sitch.
There you go. Duper Da for $20 says, I like what Booksmarts had to say about Vaush. Quote, no amount of rhetoric can make up for bad logic. Do you guys think people realize he's just a well-spoken idiot?
Hi, you just listened to a clip from the Sitch and Adams show. If you like what you heard, you can listen to our live show right here on this channel on Sunday, starting at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. And if you want, you can super chat us. We read $20 and up super chats on the show and then do a follow-up stream on the following Tuesday where we read the rest of the unread super chats and interact with fans of the show. Subscribe to this channel right here to listen to the live show or to listen to more of our awesome clips.